Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing my face for the first time, I'm Intentional Favor, and on this channel I share my life experiences on issues pertaining to faith, lifestyle, social work and studying abroad. Please, if you'd like to join this family, you are more than welcome to do so. Just hit the red subscribe button below as well as the notification bell so that I get notified each time I upload new videos. And to you, my amazing returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for coming back always. So guys, many people after my last video have been asking me a couple of questions, especially about switching of visa. So I've gotten so many questions like, okay, Favor, can I switch from my student visa to this visa? Can I do this to this? No, so many things about switching visa. So I know I've replied to some people individually, but I felt there is need for me to come and address it for the benefit of every other person who might not know about this information. Yeah, so that's the reason for this video. So there is a visa, or there are visas, basically two of them in particular that I know of. There might be others. Can I leave a disclaimer at this point that everything I'm telling you in this video, they are all based on my research, okay? So feel free to carry out your own research, and I always advise own every information that you take action towards. So everything I'll be saying in this video is just basically based on my research and to the best of my knowledge. Having said that, there are two visas I know of that you can actually switch to, whether as a student or as a dependent. And I'm talking about skilled workers visa and the health and care visa. And that's what I'll just be talking about as much as I can in this particular video. Also, I'll be leaving in the description box links to the government website, not just any website, but the government website where you will get every information in more details, because everything about this visa, especially the skilled workers visa that I'll be talking about in this video, believe me, I can't exhaust them in one video, and I wouldn't want to bore you with information that you can actually get online. Okay, so here I'm just saying what I'll do at the end of this video is just to give you some advice, because I know that sometimes when people hear good news like this, they tend to be confused and not know what steps to take, and I wouldn't want you to make a mistake that you will regret later in the future just because I gave you an opportunity or I advertise something that sounds so good. So at the end of this video, I would advise you just watch to the end, because at the end I missed all this information giving and all of that. I'm going to give you a general advice on what I will say you should do in case you fall into any of these categories. The categories are student or a dependent. So the skilled worker visa, which is what I'll be talking about primarily in this video, has actually replaced the tier 2 general visa. You might be wondering, I keep mentioning tier 2 in some of my videos. Obviously tier 2 used to be the name that the government uses to classify visas: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. The same way that study visa used to be called tier 4. Of course, it's no longer called tier 4, but because of the fact that that is what people can relate with, sometimes we tend to call it tier 4 because people know it with that. The same thing with tier 2 visa. So the skilled worker visa has actually replaced the tier 2 general work visa. So if you're coming to the UK to work in any profession, most likely you'll be coming in with the for the skilled worker visa. And under that skilled worker visa, there is also the health and care visa. And one thing I've from experience is that when you are applying for skilled worker visa, because I'll be dwelling much on skilled worker visa, but when you're applying for skilled worker visa, at a point in your application, you will be asked, are you applying for health and care visa? Health and care visa has its own occupations that are under it that are eligible for that visa. I'll leave the links to all of this in the description box so that you can get the information first hand from the government website so that you can enhance your decision making, So let's talk about the eligibility for skilled worker visa. Actually, it's very simple, okay? All you need is to get a job from an employer that has the license to sponsor your visa. That's all. Yeah, so make sure that you get a job. It's one thing to get a job. It's another thing to get a job with a licensed sponsor. That's why sometimes people ask me questions about this particular course. Are there job opportunities in this course? And yes, is the answer. There are most courses that you come here to study, I'm sure there are job opportunities for them in the UK. But as international students, okay, or as people hoping to remain in the UK after our study, you find out that it's not just about getting a job. It's more about getting a job with a licensed sponsor. So how you'll be eligible for this visa is for you to make sure that you get a job with a licensed sponsor, and then that your sponsor will be happy to give you what is called COS, Certificate of Sponsorship, and then you can apply, and your employer should also be happy to pay you the minimum pay for the role you applied for. As I said, I'm going to leave the links where you can find all this information in the description box. But that's it. It's just very simple. Get a job with a licensed visa sponsor, and they're happy to give you COS, and you are good to go. However, it's not every job or every occupation even that actually qualifies for this visa. There are various occupations, quite a number of them, that are eligible for this particular visa. So many of them, and they are in the shortage occupation list. So there's a shortage occupation list. There are two of them. The one that is more like general, and the other one is for health and education. I need to say at this point that please make sure that there is shortage, okay, in the occupation in the country where you want to work. What that means is, when I was reading some, you heard me say only Scotland. There are some of them that you can also see only Scotland, only Wales, only England, and all of that. So I'll leave the link too, so that you can actually now take your time to see. For instance, if you want to work in Scotland, and then you find the shortage occupation list, and maybe this is it, and then you check it's only available in England and Wales and not Scotland, then that will not work. That's what I mean by that. So also make sure, I'll leave the link for this list so that you can always check to be sure that the one you want to apply for and where you want to reside, whether England, Scotland, Wales, or Northern Ireland, make sure that there is shortage of that the occupation is in the shortage occupation list for that particular country. Okay, the next thing that you might want to know is the application fee. How much does this visa cost? So this visa actually can be like, you can actually choose to apply for up to 3 years or 3 years and above. So whether you are your COS, your employer gives you certificate of sponsorship, like your contract is just 3 years, and if it's 1 year, if it's 2 years, you pay the same application fee. Whether it's 4 years, 5 years, 6 years and above, you pay the same application fee. So I would advise, if you have an opportunity, just tell them that probably they should give you 3 years or 5 years. Yes, 3 or 5 years, because the minimum, if they give you 3 years, you pay the same application fee. If they give you 2 years, it's same application fee. So why not go to the maximum as well as 5? Because at the end of the 5 year, it counts towards your stay in the UK. So on this particular visa, after 5 years, if you've stayed in the UK continuously for 5 years under this visa, then you are eligible for your indefinite leave to remain, and you can become a British citizen. Yes, that's how it works, and that's why I advise for this visa as against the graduate route, because that one takes a longer way, a longer route, and if you don't still get this job at the end of your graduate visa, then you have no legal right to remain in the UK. So because in this video, I'm talking about those in the UK who are students or dependents, okay? So if you want to apply in the UK for this visa, okay, and your occupation is in the shortage occupation list, whichever one it is that I've highlighted earlier, the fee for up to 3 years is £479. Then up to 5 years and above, it is £943. Then even if you're in the UK and for whatever reason you got a job with an employer and your job is not in the shortage occupation list, but your employer is actually licensed to give you COS, your application fee will be £719. And then if it is up to 3 years, 3 years or less, and then if it is more than 3 years, it will be £1,423. So guys, finally, I'm going to give you my advice. Yes, like I said, you can switch to this visa from your student visa or from your dependent visa. So these are my advices. I'm going to give you this advice. First of all, people have different motives when they come to study in the UK. Okay, I'm using Nigeria as a case study. So many people find the academic route as the only way for them to migrate, for them to leave the country and go elsewhere in search of greener pasture. So if solely like the reason why you came to the UK is not just because you want to use this route to stay in the UK. You actually want to be a master's degree holder. You want to finish your degree and you want to be a graduate of whatever you are studying. My advice would be just continue your degree, complete your degree. However, by like 3 months before the end of your program, I will advise that you be very proactive and serious about getting a job that will give you visa sponsorship. Okay, I said 3 months because when I say 3 months, it's just the end of your program when you will finish and hand in your dissertation and all. Mind you, on the student visa, you always have extra 4 months from the day your study ends. So if your study, for instance, ends on 20th January, okay, you'll be given extra 4 months, meaning that your visa will expire on 20th of May. So if you started 3 months before 20th of January to start looking for a job, that means you have 7 months longer to stay in the UK. And if you are very proactive and your heart is open and you watch so many videos, that especially the last one that I filmed with a guest, you will find out that you can easily get this visa sponsorship even before your study visa expires. Then you can switch to it rather than the graduate visa. That's number one. But I know that some other people on the same hand, we have people that, okay, they just came here. It's not like they like book that much. They don't care about obtaining a master's degree or anything. They just want to japa. Okay, so if you are in that category and you don't care really about obtaining a master's degree and all of that, then once you come, start looking for a job. And once you get a job and they are happy to sponsor you, you can switch even before the end of your program. But please make sure that you've gotten your visa, then you can notify your university. They will withdraw. Even as a matter of fact, before the UK government issues you another BRP, that means it's like the other one is out of faith, kind of. And for dependents, if you are here on dependent visa, my advice would be once you come here, even on dependent visa, you can start looking for jobs that will give you visa sponsorship and those that will not. Just be open-minded. If, for instance, you see a job that is not giving you certificate of sponsorship first, please take it. Start with that one and still be looking out for the one that will give you visa sponsorship. I say this especially if you like you are very financially buoyant and like you don't have need for money, because I know that some people when they come here they need to work to make ends meet. Okay, but if you don't fall in that category, you can fold your arm and keep waiting until you get a visa sponsored job, then you can start work. But don't just start looking for this visa alone. Look for other jobs. Okay, whichever one comes first, grab it and still be looking for the other one. And when you eventually get a visa, a job that will give you sponsorship, please let your main sponsor, who is the student, continue his or her study on student visa. Get your own, okay, and then just move on. Maybe when they are finished, they can also switch and become your own dependent. I hope that settles it, okay? Yeah, so whichever way, just get it, because sometimes you can just be carried away and then they come. What they start looking for is a job that will give them sponsorship, and then whichever one comes, no sponsorship, they leave it. Like I said, if you are well to do, that you don't really need money, that you are fine waiting and looking for a job, then that's fine. But please just grab anyone that you see while looking for it, and then you can switch from your dependent visa and move straight to skilled worker visa, okay? And then your family can still join you and become your dependent when you are on that visa. That's the beauty of this visa, and I hope that this video has been able to help you and not confuse you in any way. But please, you can also leave comments in the comment section, ask me questions. But please remember, check the description box for every information where you can get it firsthand, because if you ask me any question in the comment section, for instance, and it's something you can find on the website, definitely I will always refer you to the description box. But please guys, don't forget to like this video. If you did, give it thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel if you have not. Share this video with as many people that you think might need it, and I'll be seeing you in my next one. Until then, stay blessed, remain intentional, and take care of yourselves. Bye.